This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm joined by the Machine Anthony Fowler over Zoom. Anthony, how are you keeping?
I'm good, thanks, mate. There was not a glass of water over there. Give me some tissue, mate. Bad start in the view, but I'm all good, lad. How are you?
I'm good. It's first chance we've had to speak since your full tailwind. I know you've spoken to somebody from the channel after it, but our first time, like I say. Just like obviously just kind of going back to it, Anthony, how would you kind of reflect on it now you've had a bit of time?
Yeah, I was really happy, mate. I think I definitely showed improvements. It was over quite fast, which I was surprised at myself because I was expecting to go the full distance with the guy. He'd just been 12 rounds of the Russian who was IBF #1. So I was expecting to be a bit more durable, but I just caused him right on the button, mate. It can happen to anyone. And lucky for me, got him out of there in the third round.
Do you feel it was important to produce that type of performance under kind of a guidance of Shane and to make a statement to not just the rest of the domestic division, but that European scene as well?
Yeah, well, I said to everyone that week, the week of the fight, I said, look, this fight's going to let me know where I'm at, what level I'm at. If I would have won and scrape by, he's possibly European level, that kid. He's just boxed a world title eliminator. He boxed in the Canelo undercard when he boxed Kovalev, and he went 12 rounds to the IBF #1, and he was competitive early on. So he's a good fighter, mate. You got to say he's European level to box at that world level. And I thought if I beat him and I scrape by, I'm European level. If I win convincingly like I did, I'm showing that I'm potentially above that. So it was a good win, mate.
Now, Anthony, I know you're not fully back into training yet. I know you have been ticking over since the fight, but what is next for yourself?
I was hoping to fight Ted Cheeseman, obviously in July time, but he doesn't want to fight me, mate. He's making a lot of excuses about what did he say again? I can't remember what he even said, but it was a load of crap. Basically, everyone wants to see the fight. The fight makes sense to both of us. He's got a high ranking with the IBF. I'm ranked with the WBA and WBO 11 with both of them. So if he could beat me, he'd be ranked highly on free governing body. So it'd be a massive win for him as well. Just that he's holding all the cards that he thinks he has, but he hasn't. But anyway, he doesn't want to fight me. So I'm hoping to fight someone like Sergio Garcia. After my last fight, Sergio Garcia called me out, which is quite funny. Sergio Garcia DM'd me saying, good win, me and you fight next. So I was like, Sam, I'm happy, mate, I'm happy. But I was surprised because you don't normally get champions calling you out, do you? So he must have watched the fight. Maybe, I think him and Forte spar, they're both from Spain. And obviously maybe he thinks I'll get one back for me, mate, and I get revenge. So he DM'd me. He was respectful, but he basically said, like, me and you fight next. I was like, yes, Sam. So hopefully that fight can be made.
We will come on to that in a minute, but just to stick with the Cheeseman talk, as you brought it up there. Also, I know what you're referring to. Rob did an interview. He had him on the podcast, and just a few things which I wanted to kind of bring up to you was the fact that one of the things he said was the fight can happen, but he feels like you need to bring something to the table, which would mean you deserve a shot at obviously the British title. Firstly, your thoughts on him saying that?
Mate, like I just explained to you, I'm bringing a world title. I'm bringing a world ranking number 11 with the WBA and the WBO. So I'm bringing that to the table. I'm also bringing a lot of money, it's a big, massive fight for the country, a lot of publicity. I'm bringing a lot to the table, mate, not just another defense for him. Everyone wants to see the fight. His excuses are bad excuses. He tried to say he called me out when he was 9-0 and I was 7-0. When he was like 9-0, I hadn't even had my debut. I think I'd had one fight or I'd made my debut. He was just talking a lot of lies, and people can see through it, mate. People aren't stupid. People know he doesn't want to fight me. Whether it's him or his team, he's been advised that don't fight Anthony Fowler next, for whatever reason it is. And don't get me wrong, it'd be a hard fight for me. I'm not under the impression it'd be an easy fight because he's a good fighter, mate. He's British champion 2-time. He's a good fighter. But he's not better than domestic level. He's not European world level. He's not. He wins his fights in absolute wars. He scrapes by. I've lost a fight at domestic level, fair enough, but I've come back and I've won all my fights easy. My last fight was a European level. I won that easy. So I'm not scraping by, but like fight of the years where I'm absolute wars. I'm winning my fights convincingly. He's not. He's scraping by, mate.
I mean, JJ Metcalf, a fellow Liverpudlian, what did you make of his defeat to Ted?
I think it was a gutty performance from Metcalf, but he hadn't boxed like a year and a half. he would have been really rusty. And he went to a big match. He went to a 12 rounder after like a year and a half out. So it's hard, isn't it? Cheeseman was on form. Just boxed Sam Egerton. He was flying. Maybe Metcalf needed a little warm-up fight, maybe, but he had a good go. He was beaten well in the 4th round, and if he managed to get through it, showed massive heart, and then he actually won the next few rounds. I think he won like 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I think Cheeseman won the next few, and obviously I think he knocked him out around 11. I think it was, but yeah, Metcalf done well, mate. He had a good goal, but Cheeseman was the better fighter on the night.
So, and if Cheeseman fight doesn't happen next, do you think you two would cross paths at all during your careers, or are you obviously, I know you've mentioned it before, you are looking towards that European and world scene, you want to accelerate through the ranks quickly now?
Yeah, I'd hope so, mate, but say, for example, I get the Garcia fight next, I'll have a Mansley then, I'll have to box him. I think it's a French lad, he's a good fighter, he's potentially boxing Garcia, there's talks of that now, so if I manage to get the fight, I'll have to defend the belt again then, so we wouldn't box again this year, probably, because of him not taking the fight. So, and the chances are, if he steps up, you get beat. Like, I'm not being disrespectful to the guy, but he is having wars at domestic level, mate. Like, he's not winning convincingly. He's having absolute wars to get by. If he steps up to that European that he has done before, you get beat again, in my opinion. You get beaten. If he keeps getting beat, the fight's not as appealing. So I think he should fight me next and then we push on, but I'm getting told by Shane, he doesn't want to fight you.
So, and on the Sergio Garcia front, on the back of a DM, have you had any talks? Has Eddie had any talks with his team to try and make that fight?
Well, no, because we've been asking for the Cheeseman fight constantly and getting no back. So now we've said the Cheeseman fight's dead, as far as I'm aware. Now we're looking towards Garcia. If he wants to fight me, well, obviously he does because he's called me out, but I'm not sure what his contracts are with his Manzi and stuff like that, but it's a hard fight, Garcia. He's better than Cheeseman, but I'm ready to step up. I'm not sitting behind me ranking and just like trying to protect my record. I'm trying to step up and push on. Cheeseman's obviously not. He wants to have an easy fight next, probably.
And then obviously just moving forwards onto another name. Scott Fitzgerald makes his ring return next weekend. What do you think we will see from Scott?
I don't know, mate. I hope he boxes well. I hope he looks good and I hope he shines. And then we've even asked for that fight for July as well, and he's even saying no, mate. I think he wants a few easy fights to get himself back into it, which is fair enough because he's got the ring for a long time. So I won't criticise that because he has had a long time out. But again, if I beat Garcia, mate, I'm European champion. I'm going to want to push on and on and on. The fight's still there with Fitzgerald because it's personal and I do want me revenge. So hopefully he looks good. He knocks someone out. He looks really explosive. Wins again, maybe, and then we could fight. Maybe I win the European, then I give Scott my first defence, maybe, because I'd love something like that. But yeah, I wish him all the best. There's no bad blood in my behalf. We had a big rivalry. He performed really well. He won the fight fair and square, and then that was squashed then. If he wants to start all the talk again, I'm not gonna get involved in that this time. I'm gonna give me head down, my coach, stay out of all the bad mob and stuff, and I'll just go to the ring and I'll box his ears off like I should have the first time. I should have stuck to my game plan. Should have boxed him smart and won. But I got emotionally involved. I was all ego and all trying to knock him out, and it backfired. So he learnt me a harsh lesson early on in my career, and I think I've come back great since, mate.
I mean, I know how keen you've been on a big domestic fight with either Scott Fitzgerald rematch or Ted Cheeseman. Are you, from listening to you now, are you completely prepared to kind of move beyond both of those fights now and just focus on your own career and not to kind of dwell on what could have been if they can't be presented to you?
Yeah, mate, I've been asking for this Fitzgerald fight for how long? As you know yourself, I've been asking for it. I've been getting told you're fighting this day, you're fighting. It keeps falling through. Cheeseman's saying no to me. So what do? Do I just keep waiting around, keep boxing at the domestic level all my life, or do I try and push on and achieve the dream to be world champion? That's always been the dream. And I never wanted to like turn pro and think, oh, I want to be the best in domestic. It's always been to be world champion. So if I can keep pushing on, that's my main dream. I'd love to fight them too, but if you don't want to box me, what can I do? Keep waiting around and keep boxing domestic level. It's getting me nowhere.
Just a few other quick things I want to touch on that before I leave you to enjoy the rest of your day. In your weight, undisputed bout is on the horizon. Charlo versus Castano. Just your thoughts on that?
I don't know what I haven't seen much of Castano. Like I always remember him watching him as an amateur. And I was boxing someone from Algeria in the World Championships, and I looked at his WSB record and he was stopped at 19, so I watched the fight, and that Castino looked great, and I thought, who is he? And I boxed the Algerian and beat him. But anyway, that Castino stopped him, so I thought he must be an handful for him. And I never heard nothing of him for years. Next thing, he's popped up with the world title. So I actually haven't watched him box as a pro just yet, but I'm sure I'll be watching that fight. I obviously think Charlo will win, but the good thing is if Charlo wins, he's got all the belts. The chances are he's going to move up and then all the belts will become vacant, which I've got good world rankings now. I'm a few wins away from that world title shot, so you never know, mate. If I keep winning my fights, keep climbing the rankings, I beat Sergio Garcia. I think he's ranked like number 2 at WBC, so if I can manage to beat him, mate, I'm near there, aren't I?
Another fight I just want to get your thoughts on last weekend. Andrade Williams, how did you assess Liam's performance and obviously Demetrius's win?
Yeah, I thought Liam had a terrible start. I thought he started off a lot too keen. He tried to put the pressure on him from round 1, which was bad tactics in my opinion, because Andrade's a big, dangerous guy at the weight. He's massive at the weight, and he punches a lot harder than what people think. So Liam tried to stall him too early. I think Liam could have beat him if he would have been a bit more patient early on and grounded him down, but he let Andrade get off to a bit of a massive lead, and then Liam caught him in round 3, and Andrade's legs went. I seen it. No one mentioned it on the telly, but I knew Andrade was hurt, and the round after that, he looked really vulnerable. Then he just half fiddled his way through the fight, and he was half just moving around, grabbing Liam, tying him up, throwing flashy combinations, tying him up. He's a really crafty pro, him, and the ref was really generous towards him. The ref let him hold all night. I think Liam was a bit should have made a bit of a fuss about it. Should have been complaining about it and making it more obvious that it was him holding Liam rather than just letting the ref break them. But he boxed really well, mate. He had a good go. I'm sure the stocks rose since, because he went 12-bar round. In round 9 as well, he caught Andrade with a right hand, and his legs went again. He was just missing that finishing shot. He was getting him going and then couldn't quite finish him. But that Andrade's a nightmare, mate. He's a 6'1" southpaw, really slick, awkward. He's your worst nightmare. That's why I don't want to box him, because he's that horrible to fight. But I think he's a bit drained the weight now. I think he's a bit more vulnerable. Liam carries power, and every time Liam was hitting him, he looked in trouble, Andrade, in my opinion.
I mean, there was talk after the fight and before, if Demetrius was to be successful, he would look at the other Charlo brother, Jamal, or Gennady Golovkin. How do you think he would fare against one of those in a unification bout?
I think Golovkin hits too hard from him. I'm not sure if Golovkin's past it now. He's about 39, I think. I think Golovkin hits too hard from him. He will give Golovkin problems early on, but I reckon Golovkin would nail him and knock him out. And Charlo, that's a great fight. That's a close fight. That I probably would edge towards Charlo, only because I think Andrade's done the weight. I think his days are over at that weight. I think he needs to move up now.
And then finally, just want to quickly get your thoughts on Lawrence Okoli. What's it like to have a world champion, obviously, in the stable, but not just that, somebody who you've come through the ranks with through the amateur days?
Great, mate. He's a top guy. He's inspiration to all of us in the gym. He walks around with his belt everywhere he goes, mate. Every time I see him, he's got that belt, I swear. Every time I see him, he's got his belt with him. It's been about 6 weeks now since the fight. I see him today in the gym with the belt. I went, fucking hell, lads, that's stuck to your back. But you know what? He ain't it, mate, so he can do what he wants, can't he? I heard he walks around Tesco with his belt and all that, but none of my business.
Right, Anthony, it's been a pleasure to catch up with you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Nice one, mate.
Appreciate your time, mate. Thank you, Speed to Boxing Social.
See you soon, lad.